Hey everyone, welcome to Blooming Change. This is rebloom.news' weekly interview series where we interview people who we believe are making a positive impact in the world of sustainability. And as a reminder, rebloom.news is a weekly newsletter that offers advice, inspiration, and actionable items to live more consciously with the planet. And you can subscribe below. Today we're chatting with Erika. Hey Erika.
Hey.
We're talking about marketing for eco-conscious brands. She's the founder of Nadi Marketing, a California-based firm, and she has over 7 years of experience in marketing, handling things like social impact strategies, partnerships, branding, and event activations. So Erika, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about what you do?
Yeah, of course. So hi everyone, and thank you for having me here, Meredith. I appreciate it. So my name's Erika, like Meredith said. I'm founder of Nadi Marketing. It's an eco-conscious marketing agency remotely based in San Diego, California. And so what I specialize in is social impact strategy, strategic partnerships, and content creation for your website, blogs, emails, social media content, and online reviews for small to medium-sized businesses.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited to talk to you this week. I have some questions for you. The whole newsletter this week is about eco-conscious marketing, and your firm fits right into that since you work with so many amazing brands that are eco-conscious. So, as you know, you're a founder, you're starting this business, right? So how did you first learn about marketing for eco-conscious businesses, and what inspired you to start your firm?
Yeah, so my career so far has been with mission-driven businesses. I worked for a car sharing business and a ride sharing space that has been pretty much just changing the way about car ownership. And so coming from that background and also coming from a restaurant background, I was born and raised in like the restaurant industry. I've always been business oriented. But really just after college being with these like purposely driven businesses, it really gave me an outlook on how to look at, marketing in a different way, but also looking at a business in a whole different light of, being purpose, being, within that mission and having your employees really drive with that mission. And so I've been lucky, I feel like that's just kind of been my pathway. And what really inspired me to be on my own actually is that I got laid off. So, right before COVID in February, from the ride sharing company that I was working with for 3.5 years. And I thought that was kind of like my dream company because I was so devoted to that mission that I got laid off. And it was just kind of like a whole turning point for me.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I mean, I feel like I went through the whole quarantine of emotions. I went through the whole layoff emotions. But in the end, I realized that, this was something that had to be done for me to really push myself to create my own business. And so from then, I just looked at, first I looked at full-time positions in marketing in San Diego, because I really love the atmosphere and culture of San Diego. And I couldn't find anything for me that I was really devoted about and putting my time and effort, with working, because I work really hard. I feel like that's also my life in a sense that, you really want to be passionate about where you're working. And I couldn't find anything, especially right before COVID. And so I just started my business. Thankfully, I had some clients, I had connections and everything. And it just kind of went from there. So within 2 months' time of being laid off, I started it, and I've been, pretty steady. I think obviously, another flip to the coin of COVID is a lot of businesses found out that they weren't being present online.
Yeah, what a great timing. You get to pursue your passion and help other businesses as well. Sounds like it was like right in the flow of everything, and it just happened really naturally, which is awesome. So, in your opinion, what are the best ways that companies can market themselves as socially conscious and sustainable? And what are some companies that are doing it right, in your opinion?
Yeah, definitely. So I just think being authentic and being transparent in all of your sustainability efforts. So just thinking about being socially conscious and sustainable, like those are very broad terms. There's not really something to like check off on a list in a sense of being sustainable. And there's so many different ways that businesses can be, sustainable, or having those practices and putting those practices in place in their operations. So from a few examples, I know, obviously everyone knows about Patagonia, and I say rightfully so, because they are, just the top leader, that they have been giving back to the environment. They have different programs, and you can follow them on social media and, just their website of everything that they're doing. But I wanted to start with a local example of a business owner that really truly inspired me. And she's a branding photographer in Oceanside, California. Her name's Marcy, so I want to give her a shout out. But she is recognized by the California Green Business Network as a green business. She chooses vendors purposely that are committed to the same practices of ethical and sustainability practices as herself. And she runs a green photo studio, and just being purposeful. So like before COVID, she had clients coming over to her photo studio. She offered them, instead of single plastic water bottles, she offered a glass. Like it could be so simple of offering a glass of water, and cleaning. I know she cleaned her photo studio with non-toxic chemicals, with that. And then she also gives a portion of her sales to environmentally focused organizations. So it's just trying to be as simple as possible with all of your operations within your business. And I can give you a couple more examples that I found. One was Eco Girl that I found on Instagram, and it's an online, eco-friendly shop based in Massachusetts. In addition, obviously, to selling, zero waste items, they offer plastic-free shipping. That includes, paper tape and recyclable materials. And then they also partner with One Tree Planted, a nonprofit. So for every purchase, one tree is planted for every single order.
That's awesome.
So it's just being mindful of, obviously with COVID and stuff, I feel like packaging could be a whole different topic as well, of just, how many people are shopping online now, but being purposeful of, how you're shipping your products.
Right.
Could be in another example.
Yeah, it creates so much waste. Just such, definitely. So how do you combat greenwashing when you're working with different companies? And how do you help them avoid greenwashing? Since you're doing marketing and you're writing copy and you're doing all these things, how do you make sure the ones you're working with are on track?
Right, yeah. And so I wanted to give a simple definition just for those that may not be familiar with the term greenwashing. Or I've also been hearing about like just businesses and business owners having fear of green shaming. Also, if you've heard that. So basically, it's just the false perception of when a company or organization markets themselves as environmentally friendly. So an example, obviously I don't want to like name them out there, but an example of greenwashing could be that like a company stating that their product is eco-friendly. And obviously, like I said before, eco-friendly is just such a broad term, but they don't provide any evidence to that claim. Or a company that is spending, a sizable budget on their marketing efforts to give the false impression to consumers of their sustainability efforts. So those are like two examples, but I would think to help avoid greenwashing, I would recommend being transparent, like I said before, just with all your efforts. We are in a time that we can directly connect with our consumers via social media. Brands can go Facebook Live now, Instagram Live, and show the ways that they are being sustainable. And I think just with like millennials and, these younger generations, they want to see brands that show that raw footage, that show ways that they are being, showing their impact. And so I feel like a big part of greenwashing is these big environmental like claims, like impact claims that they're doing, or that like fluffy language, or I would say just giving green impressions in any of your like creative. I know that you mentioned like social media. So just things like that of, painting a green picture, but truthfully, you're not.
Yeah, they're not. Or, I mean, I have seen some companies do it so well, like Everlane. They
Mhm.
are amazing with their transparency. You can see even down to the monetary value of it. That's one of the main companies I've seen that breaks down even their margin of what they mark up from the cost. And that is so transparent. And that makes me love the brand even more, because I know that they're, obviously they have to survive. They have to mark things up, but it makes it so much more like, I love them so much more because they have that transparency with us. So I think, yeah,
Definitely.
totally on track with that. And I think as time goes on, especially after COVID, Gen Z, millennials, we're going to buy from brands that have that transparency. And the ones that
Right.
don't are probably they already are closing down. That's just the reality of what's happening, because they're not keeping up with the times, what we want as consumers.
Right. And for anyone starting a business, I would just say to, you don't have to solve the world's problems today. You can start small. And so that would be definitely one of my recommendations of just choosing where you want to, make some positive impact. And even if it's like a small campaign or planting a tree for, I do that too, obviously. For one of my social media calendars that I sell, I plant 5 trees for every calendar that I sell. Similarly with the same nonprofit that I just mentioned. But that is obviously, I just started as well, so I cannot, donate 1% of my revenue, just yet. Obviously that's a goal of mine. But just starting small with, one product possibly, and going from there.
Definitely. That's one of my goals too. I really want to, join 1% for the planet. That's like at the end of every Rebloom newsletter, it says on there, that's our goal eventually, as we can, monetize this media platform and, get more followers and help people understand what, different points of sustainability, because we cover so many things. It's not just, plastic and clothing. Like, I love that we get to
Exactly.
cover marketing right now, because I feel like that's such an important eye-opening thing for people to be aware of. So
Definitely.
yes, well, thank you so much for sharing your tips, and I will talk to you later.
Awesome. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Take care, you
Bye.
guys. Bye.